How's it going, 3D printers? Andrew Sink here, and in this video we're going to be talking about how to use the Paint On supports in PrusaSlicer 2.3 to selectively add and delete support material before we 3D print a model. This is a really cool feature if you want to save time on your prints and also increase part stability. For this process, we'll be using a mask designed by my friend Sishir, and he's an amazing artist, and this mask is perfect for editing support structures because of its complexity. Here's the model in PrusaSlicer. I have it upright right now because I want to print it out with as much detail as possible while minimizing the amount of support material I need for it to print. If I go to Slice Preview, one of the first things I'm going to notice is these two long columns of supports that are really not necessary for this model to print out. So I want to find a way to delete those and also get rid of some of these support columns here on the cheek, which aren't really necessary for the model to print out. I think these areas are going to look fine without it, so I want to go in and remove these areas manually. Going back into model view, I can come here to FDM support editing, and that's going to open up a window with the settings I need to edit the supports. Here we have the option to paint on a support enforcer or a support blocker. One of the first things I notice is my cursor size is pretty small, so what I'm going to do is bring that up to the largest size possible because that's going to help paint this a little bit easier. So right off the bat, I know I want to get rid of the support column up here, so I'm going to come down here and right click, and that's going to add the support blocker to the underside of the eyes. And if I come around to the back, because I'm using the sphere instead of the circle, I'm selecting both visible triangles as well as triangles on the other side. From here, I can check to see if I got rid of those support columns by re-slicing the model and seeing what it looks like. So the process worked fine, and if we scroll around to the back, we'll notice the support columns have been completely removed for this area under the eyes, so this will now print without any support material. And that long column, which probably would have fallen over, I don't feel confident it would have made it to the top, is not going to be printed. So with that in mind, we can now turn our attention here and remove some of these small support columns as well that aren't exactly necessary. So going back to the support blocker, I'm going to right click and fill these areas on the cheeks in on both sides, and then reslice. This looks a lot better to me. So now we have a more or less even line of support material, and I feel a little bit more confident about this model printing out. The next thing I want to do is turn my attention here. The upper lip has two spots that are kind of hanging down, and if I go through Slice Preview, we can see they actually start printing before they join the rest of the mask. So those are going to need to be supported, otherwise this little bit right here is just going to blob off and stick to the side. So we can use the support enforcer setting here. So instead of right clicking, we're going to left click, and what that's going to do is force support generation on these faces. And that should give us a little bit more sturdy of a model, and it'll prevent that upper lip from printing in midair. So this looks a lot better to me. I can see if I scroll down, those floating islands are going to be supported by this massive support right here. So I'm less concerned about those falling off, and now it should print out in one solid piece. So from here, this looks pretty good to me. We've removed the support material that we don't need to print, and we've added support material that we do need to print. And generally speaking, I think this thing is ready to go. So from here, the next step is to export it, and we're going to be printing this out on the Mingda D2 3D printer. As expected, the modifications worked great, and the model printed without any problems. The lip was supported, and the model didn't wobble back and forth too much during the printing process because it had so much surface area being held down by the support material. In addition, because it was printed upright, the printer was able to capture a huge amount of detail, and when you look at this model, it looks extremely organic. It was printed at a 0.2mm layer height, and it looks really good. Check it out. If you're wondering about the color gradient, I printed this model out using a rainbow PLA filament that changes colors gradually throughout a print. For this particular print, it went from green to yellow to red, but it also has a few different colors on the spool as well. If you're interested in seeing some more of Sishir's work, he also has a photogrammetry reel uploaded to YouTube where you can see some of the 3D scanning projects he's done, as well as some of his 3D sculpting. He's also done a lot of work using the 3D scanning software Metashape and made some awesome 3D environments in Unreal. It's just really cool to walk through something like this. Plus, if you've ever wondered about that framed illustration in the background of most of my videos, that was made by him. You can check out Sishir's YouTube channel in the description below, and you can also check out some of my other videos on PrusaSlicer. As always, thanks for watching and have fun printing.